Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts. I forgot my name. Oh my goodness. Where have I been today? I don't know. My brain is a loss. But let's continue on with Dogwood Paper Arts. And I'll produce a video today that might turn out great. We are working on the Matchbook style journal. This is part 2. And I hope we'll finish it up today. So, I have cut down all the papers that I needed for this journal. In fact, I cut down more than I needed. But we have here a stack of, 10. These are in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 papers, so that's 120 writing areas. Front and back. So, there we go. That is what I came up with. I actually had way more than I needed. I put in here music sheets, coffee dyed papers, old stationery, Easter egg dyed papers. And when I ran out of the yellow Easter egg dye, I added just a yellow paper that I had here. So that is what I came up with for the paper part. So I went ahead and I mass cut these, and then I mass punched the holes, then I mass curved them. One tip about punching the holes: if you have a 3-hole punch that you can adjust your the bits down here on, I made 2 of them. I put a black mark on them with a Sharpie pen so that I could make sure that they stayed in the same place every time. And this piece here, I secured it with tape so that I would know that every time I could just push this in here and get the same holes punched. Now, before I cut it, I noticed that this one on this side here was off a little bit. So, they are not exactly even. So, that's how I got these done. And so they all have their holes in them. They all have, you know, what I didn't do was I did not go around them with ink as I promised I would do. I did not do that. So we still have to do that. I'm so sorry. But here is the folder that we got done yesterday. And it's going to get a funky crease line here. It's just this washi tape. I don't know why it does that, but it does. But it's okay. It does not bother me. I have rounded the corners here and here. And I only rounded them on the base part down here. Okay? And now we are getting ready to hole punch. No. We are getting ready to cover these with paper. And I've already glued them to the base piece, and I've been working the paper so that I wouldn't bend or break the paper, you know, crack it. But to help not crack it, I'm going to use a wet glue to go around the edges here. Oh! Not there yet. I'm not there yet. I have to do this part. This part right here. And I'm just trying to make them pretty well nice on both sides, even though you won't always see the other side. I want it to look nice so that if somebody ever takes the paper out, then they'll see something nice instead of something, you know, genuinely ugly or something. So that is what I'm doing here. And I am putting wet glue along this edge because I want it to soften up. I want the paper to get a little wet right there, because I want it to be easy. Let's move this one out of the way. I want it to be easy to bend the paper so that it doesn't rip. Okay, I'm binding this just like I would the top of a book page, a book cover. And so I've got to turn these in like I would a book cover, just to make them nice and flat and presentable. I want it to be presentable. You know how it is. It might join a play or something. You need to be presentable. Oh dear. Ooh. And if you have a corner that sticks out on these, what I found is it's okay to just kind of round your corners a little bit using your table or your mat or whatever. They actually look pretty nice when they're just slightly rounded anyway. So I figured out why I'm getting a reflection, and it's because I have some lights behind me and I move my hands a lot, and that light behind me is creating a reflection of my shadow. And you probably can't see it, but as I move around, my shadow moves, and you're seeing that. That is what's messing up my film. So, I can't change out all my lights. It would be way too expensive. I can try moving my other lights back down on my table. I moved them off my table when I moved everything around in here because I wanted to have a little more space down here. And when I've got lamps, big lamps on each side of me, well, you know, it's kind of annoying. Now, on these pieces here, I use this chipboard. It's quite thick. It is for making book covers. And I believe it is about 1/16 of an inch. Or maybe it's 1/8. I don't know. Let's kind of look at it. It is, yeah, it's just over 1/16 of an inch. So it's very sturdy. Now when I made the pink one, this one, I used 2 pieces of chipboard that were, I had to put 2 together because it wasn't very thick. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah. Here we go. See, it's pretty thin. So I put 2 together and it was still quite flexible. So this time I used my chipboard that is 1/16 of an inch thick. This what I bought at scrapbook.com years and years ago. It's SBC CB 1135. Hold on a minute, I got a phone call. Okay, so anyway, I think I left off on shadows. That is what is causing the problem for us. For me. Maybe not for you, but for me it is. So I have already cut these to fit. Let me grab my ink. So we have orange cream. And we have rubber ducky. Rubber ducky was not exactly what I wanted to use. I wanted to use the really pretty daffodil. Let's have a look at this and just see. So that is the rubber ducky. I wonder what happened to my daffodil. I can't figure that out. It's probably just sitting right here somewhere. I probably set it over that way to put it away, and it's still buried under all of that. So there's that. I'm just going to take a look at the orange cream. Oh, with the yellow, the orange cream is beautiful. Look at that. When you put the two together, it's the same color that's down on the paper. Nice. I like it. So yes, you got to go around and do both sides like that. Okay, let's see what this looks like now. Oh yeah, so much better. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, so daffodil must be like have orange cream in it to make its beautiful color. Okay. There. Let's glue this down if it fits. Okay, it's going to fit perfectly. I did press start, didn't I? I'm sorry about my shelf falling like that. It wasn't a shelf, it was a drawer. I pulled it out too far, to be honest with you. And it just collapsed out of my hand and onto the desk. But no ink was damaged in this thing. None at all. There's one. One top or bottom. Now let's do this one. Get my glue down in there. Yeah, I pre-cut these pieces just to save time. I meant to pre-ink everything. Of course, if I'd have pre-inked, I would have my daffodil color, wouldn't I? This Barely art glue doesn't stick automatically like the art glitter glue. It's a little more stubborn, but it's because it takes it just slightly longer drying time. Okay. Put in our little corners. I didn't leave a lot of room there for corners, so we're gonna have to, maybe that'll be the bottom one. We'll see if I can cover it up at all with the ink. I didn't leave enough paper on there to cover that part. I didn't over here either. I wrote to Robin in the comments and said that I'd been watching Mike Rowe and his mother the podcasts. And I've been watching them every day so that I start my day laughing. And gosh, they're so good. She's written 3 bestsellers and working on a 4th book, I think. I think that's what it is. Okay, and then this one is going to go on just like this. So let me open the orange cream. I don't mind it really shadowing onto the paper like that. I just love the way it looks. This is scrapbook.com hybrid ink pad, and it's the orange cream, and it's called Orange 2. And I love it. It's a beautiful color. Well, last night the old rooster started crowing about sunset. Sun's going down, the roosters are crowing. I don't mind him at all. I mean, he sounds pretty cool. And it's because he's so mixed up. And he doesn't crow early in the morning, so that, you know, I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm sure the other chickens will tease him until he gets it right. So, you know, I think eventually he'll have it figured out. But right now he doesn't. So I'm enjoying him right now. And, you know, I wake up so early in the morning. It wouldn't bother me if he crowed in the morning. I'm a 2:30, 3 o'clock riser and go to bed early. And so, yeah. Yeah, just an early riser. It was the only way raising 5 kids that I could get free time to myself was just have my coffee and read a little bit of my book and get some news in and, you know, all of that stuff that you do as a parent. So, yeah. And I'm still an early riser. I have slept in, you know, if the cat lets me. Not very often does he let me. But he has allowed me to sleep in once in a while. I gotta peel that down a little bit. It's just a little bit too long. Take that. There we go. Okay, so I didn't get that little bit covered up right there. Now, if that really bugs you, then I'm going to put it on the bottom. But if it was to really bug you, I would cover it with a piece of paper or washi tape or, you know, paint, something. But I'm just going to dab some ink on there, and I'm going to put it on the bottom. Okay, now I want to make sure that these holes are still lined up where I had them because I want to punch holes in this. So I'm going to take the one that I've been using the whole time, and I'm going to make sure, and I've drawn lines on it here so they stick out the bottom. And looks like everything's pretty lined up. I mean, things do move, unfortunately. And usually what moves is the little things in there. So I'm going to squish this in there, and you know, I didn't practice to see if this would punch through this board. I might have to use my other board. Okay, this is the bottom one. Well, I think what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to do it this way because, of course, this does not line up with that tape and stuff that I have on my board. So I got to draw my lines here. Okay. Got to draw my little stick people so that I can see my lines in front of the lines that I drew on the thing. I gotta stand up. Woo! And there they are. Nice. Okay. That's the bottom. This one's the top. Okay. No, I have to do it this way. Okay. Just in case they're off a little bit, you know. The lead in this pencil is too thin. It wants to be the boss of me. I don't like that. I want to be the boss. But it's the boss. I'll go right through that lead. Okay. Pushing that back under there. Lining up those lines. And here we go. I gotta stand up. Oh, sorry about the noise. There we go. And there it is. Okay. So, now I need to get my ribbon. So, if you'll hold one moment, I'll go get that. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't make any decisions. I had to bring my stuff over here so I could look at the colors. I thought about this green, but I think, I mean, it would go, but I think I would like this green better. It's a little darker. Although this is a nice bright yellow. I thought about this orange, and then I thought, no, I don't want that orange. And then I thought about this one. This would go. But it's pretty fat. I don't want to tear the papers. And then I thought about this one, and I think that one is perfect. This buttercream, this one is perfect too. Look at how perfect that is. So it depends on if we want a little tiny contrast to it, or if we want it to all blend in to one. It's kind of cool. But I think this is better. Okay. So now we have color picked out finally. Angela, finally. So let's see. This is my bottom one. Okay, and this is my top one. I might need to put something on here, that some little word or something. But I do need, you know, I hate to do it, but I really do need to. I'm not going to do all the pages. I just want to do the these harder pages with a little bit of ink. I don't think I did all the pages in the other one. Just wanted to give some color to the fancy pages. So, and I think there's 8 of these total, maybe, or 7, or something like that. So, I had full intention of getting this stuff all done first, but, you know, I did get quite a bit done. You know, getting all these pages cut out and holes punched in them and all that. I better make sure I turned that on, and I did. Okay, now this one. This A keeps ending up here. You know, the nice thing about these journals is they're so easy to make. They're a little time consuming, with considering, you know, you have all the paper that you gotta cut out and stuff. But I think if I made them a half 8.5 by 11 wide, and so it would be like 4.25 inches by what? 10 inches, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I'm trying to think, but I'm not thinking very well. So it's that sort of day. Anyway, if you made it so you didn't have to cut down so much paper, and just had to slice a sheet in half, then boy, that would be a really quick journal. Because you'd just be able to, you know, get your holes punched and everything. Couple more. Flip yourself over there, paper. And then I have this one, and then I think I have one at the bottom. If not, I need to put one on the bottom. It definitely has to have one on the bottom to kind of sturdy it. And that bottom one you could actually even just glue down if you wanted. It might hold things more steady. I don't know. We'll take a look at it here in just a second. Yeah, see, I don't have one back here. So I need to put one on, and it's right here. I knew I had it. I had to remove it to, because I had it way too stacked. I had it very stacked up. Okay, here we go. Let's get this out of our way. I'm going to put that A in between those so it stays over there. And now we're going to use this. And we're going to use the wide hole eye needle, the wide-eyed needle. Not the one-eyed, one-horned needle. Needle. We've got to go through this one. Make sure you get them going the right direction. And I'm going to flip this upside down. I thought I had them all lined up, but they're going to be tough to line up. Okay. So I got that far. Just kind of work your way down through. Ooh. As it slides all over the place. Okay. So there is one part of it. Throw that over there. Bring this back over here. Oh, we need this at the bottom. This way. Now this is where I was saying it might be better to glue this one last paper to this piece. And then this piece would stay down in the book. You wouldn't be able to exchange it. But I think that might be better. I don't know. We're just trying something out. We don't really know what will happen. So I just want to get the glue off of there. I just want to line this one paper up with this little piece here. Okay. I'm just thinking that it might help to keep it more sturdy in the frame. Don't drop the needle. We're not playing drop the needle, so don't drop it. Okay. Going to make that pretty tight. Oh. To make it pretty tight, you're going to have to make sure it's going the right way. Just need it super tight to start with. Okay, just so I can look at it and be sure we're okay. And so I can get this piece kind of ready to glue in the book. Now let's make sure we got all our papers in there. Make sure there's nobody loose. If there is a loose somebody, I'll probably have to pull them out once I get it glued together. So no loosies. No loosey-gooseys. No loosey-goosey. Okay, so you're going to want to... Let me make this a little longer so it's out of my way. You're going to want to tamp this down and get all of this as even as possible. Side to side and top to, you know, there. It's not, there's no way it is ever going to come out perfect unless you have a machine that helps you cut all this paper. Okay, so this is the front side up here. See? And this is going to go right up here by this fold. Okay? So there's a line right across here, right here. See here? Then there's one there too to give that 1 inch spine. This is going to slide right in there, but it's not going to go so tight up against here that it pushes it back. We need it to actually be kind of straight to start with. Okay? I'm sorry, have I been out Out of character here? Oh, no, not out of character. You're in character just fine. Got everything too close. And I think I need a new camera. Oh, okay. Gluing this down. I'm using the strong glue because I think it's stronger. I don't know that it is. But I want to glue this fabric. And now I'm going to push that as straight up as I can. I'm going to make sure that this is kind of even inside of the thing here, and it seems to be. I'm going to make sure it's even up there, and it seems to be. There we go. And I thought we'd finish today, but we are not going to, and the reason we're not going to is because that has got to dry before I move it like that. Yeah, that's going to have to dry, my friends, before we finish this bottom part. So there we are on that part. Let's put our needle back in our... So we are going to have a part 3. Much to my surprise. And I've had some interruptions today, so that has not helped, has it? But this is going to have to sit and dry. Because I need to make sure once I get it lined up in here. Good. Once I get it lined up, there we go. Even on both sides, yes. Then I want to let it sit. And hopefully I didn't cut too much off of that. No, I didn't, because I remember I made the bow bigger. Okay, so we are going to let this sit and dry. Just like so. And hopefully I won't have to refilm this whole thing because I've had it in so close and kept everything close to me that you didn't see a thing. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to set that on there to just keep it from jiggling. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'm going to go put all of these parts together that I've had to start and stop, and I'll take out the big slamming drawer noise. So if you don't hear it, I remembered to take it out. If you do hear it, surprise! It will surprise you. Oh, and this one has a pocket. I forgot. Oh, that is so cool. All right, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye.